Hi everyone, it's Brittany from Brittany Eatin' Beauty, and today I'm going to give you a review of Luxy hair extensions. I actually have them in right now, and I found out about this brand on YouTube. This is the packaging that they come in. This is their website, so you can check them out. And so far, I received them yesterday. They have free shipping worldwide. And in the US, you do have to sign for them via the post office, so you might have to go to the post office and pick them up, which is, you know, a little bit of a hassle, but in the end, it's a good thing, so you know you'll get them. So, so far, after wearing them for a couple hours today, I've been really impressed with the quality. I actually grabbed a few pairs of my old extensions so you guys can see the difference. And these are the medium weft. So as you can see, I have about I have about 2/3 of my hair right now. My lupus is flaring, so I'm losing a lot of it again. So if you look at this is like huge. Like my ponytail is about that big, which never happens. Usually it's like seriously like the size of a dime. But I have like Disney princess hair with these in. They're super soft. They don't stink. A lot of hair extensions, because they go through such an involved chemical process, they can kind of have like an off smell to them. These don't at all, which is awesome. I haven't washed them yet, so I can't tell you what it's like after you wash them. There has been a few pieces that have shed, which is normal after they've been in packaging, but there has been no excessive shedding. Even brushing them in with my hair, no problems with pieces pulling out. They brushed really well. I used a wet brush to brush them, and that's if you have fine or thinning hair, or if you're like me and have lupus or other autoimmune issues, I'd recommend using that brush because it's a lot easier on your hair. And you know, combs are great, but I like to use a brush, so that's the best option for you because it's not going to pull on your hair. And which is also important when your hair is thinning or falling out due to various reasons, or if you're a new mom even, your hair falls out. It's also really good for extensions too, because it doesn't pull on them as well. So I brushed all my hair with these in. And so I have all the wefts in right now that come in the package. I bought the medium size package. They have one that's for fine hair, but when I wear my extensions, I want to look like I have Kim Kardashian hair. So I went with the medium bunch, which I think is the 160 grams. They also have a 225, which would be amazingly thick. I don't know if I would, I mean, if they gave them to me for free, I would absolutely take them. But I don't know for me personally if I would need that. If you have really thick hair, then I would definitely go with those. But I have fine hair and it's medium density, which means I have quite a bit on my scalp, but each individual strand is very fine. So for me to have that big a bulk on a hair, it just wouldn't make sense. So I put mine in. So when you put them in, and they have great videos on the website to do it, but mine start here, which is right at the ridge below your neck, and then mine go out to the occipital bone, which is right here in the back of your head. So when you see people do like a horseshoe section of hair, it's usually because they're doing the occipital, they're following the occipital bone. So normally I would set mine up here a little bit higher, but because my hair is so fine right now from the loss from my flare, I had to set them down a little bit lower so I had enough hair on top to blend them, if you will. And as you can see, this shade is the Cool Ash Blonde. They have a really great feature on their website where they actually go through each color and show it next to the colors that are around it, so you can, it makes it so easy to compare and contrast. And because this is Remy hair and it's a really high grade of Remy hair, you should be able to color it no problem. And always buy a lighter shade because it's easier to go dark than it is to go light. So you don't really, if you can at all avoid it, to put bleach on your hair extensions, that's a huge thing. So if you're kind of in between the shades, I would go lighter because then you could just put a demi on it and it'd be fine. And you know, hair extension hair behaves a little bit differently than hair on your head because it's been through such a chemical process. So if you are going to color it and you haven't worked in the beauty industry or have a lot of experience with hair, I would definitely just take it to your hairdresser and have them color it for you to match. Because, when you're spending, like, these were $160, which is actually a really affordable price for the quality of hair this is. Exceptionally affordable, I would say. You definitely want to make sure you're getting it right and you're having someone who's a professional do it, because it is human hair, but it's not on your head. The timing and the mixing and all those types of things is a lot different. So let's go into the review. I'll kind of show you what all the pieces look like, and I'll show you what my hair looks like without them. These extensions, another reason why I bought them is because they have a natural wave to them. So they're not completely straight. So I flat ironed my hair a little bit, but I haven't washed them. I just put them on straight out of the package, but they have a nice curl under to the ends. And then I'll let you guys know, I'll show you what they look like after you wash them, but they're supposed to have a nice wave pattern, which, fingers crossed, my hair is naturally wavy, so I'm hoping I can just wash them and then just clip them into my hair, because I like to have really thick and long hair, but I don't like to have to go through the whole process of doing it every day, especially when I'm doing clients and all those types of things. So just to show you kind of like the quality wise. So I'll take the pieces out now so you can kind of see what they are. You get several 1-inch wefts, which are these right here. So this will probably be the best to show you. So as you can see, this is the top of the weft. So the weft is basically like the track of hair. It'll have the clip on it or whatever. So as you can see, these are really thick. So you can't even see my jamberries underneath them. And that's really important. And they're thick all the way down to the bottom too. So they actually mimic your natural hair. And that's really, really important, because what happens with a lot of extensions, even expensive ones, like, that's the hard thing with them, is that you can spend a lot of money on a pair and they're not great. So with the Luxy, I messed up when I opened mine, because if you open the top part first, this says void and you can't return them. But there's also this space on the bottom that has a 3-inch weft or a 2.5-inch weft in it, and you can use that to match, wear, make sure they fit you before you open this part, because once you open this part, you can't return it. So one thing, the brand management person in me, after getting my MBA in brand management and all, I would like to see something more visible on the front of the packaging, because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that made the same mistake that I did. There is a little font right here, but when you get it in the mail, you're so excited to open it, so it'd be nice just to have something on the front of the package. So just a gentle reminder. So back to the wefts. So I have, let's see here, I have 4 different types of wefts to show you. So the first one, so these are the Luxy. I'm just going to go through quality wise. So as you can see how thick those are. These are Colette extensions that I bought at the hair show. So as you can see, the hair color is the same. They're all the ash blonde extensions, because most of the extensions come with the same color coding. It just depends on the quality of hair. So they're both ash blonde, but look at how much, thicker these ones are versus this one. And these ones retail for, I want to say, at least $200, because they were selling them at the hair show for $99, and usually the hair show it's like half off, because it's all hairdressers that are buying, and they want you to buy them into your salon so you can sell them to your clients. So look at that. So this one's at least double the price of this brand, and look at the difference. And these are Remy extensions too. So just because it says Remy on the package doesn't mean you're going to get a lot of hair. And look at the clips on the back. So these ones have like huge monster clips. And when the clips are bigger, it's harder to blend, because that's a big, piece of metal on your scalp. Versus these, they're a little bit easier to blend. They form towards your head a little bit better, especially if you have like a smaller head. So that's the difference between those two. So then the next one I have up is the Euronext extensions, which this is the first brand that I started with. When I worked for Wella, I had Sally Beauty Supply as one of my customers, so I always bought my extensions from them because I got a really good deal. So these are the Euronext. So as you can see, these ones are even thinner. And when I first started, these were like $80 salon price, but now they're up to like close to $130 in the Sally Beauty Supply when I was looking at them a little while ago. And they might be more depending on your area. But as you can see, these are super thin. Like you can see my face through them. And so these are $130 and you get less wefts. So you can see the difference between how much hair is on each strand just from these two. So if I hold these two up and then hold the Luxy next to it, you can really see the difference in the amount of hair. The next one I have is Satin Strands, which if you go to Sally Beauty Supply, it's actually the open stock hair they have. They also sell them as fusion, as in tape-in extensions right now too as well. Now these, the Satin Strands, the ones that come in the really large weft, it's like 6 feet long, so you can like make your own extensions or you can glue them in or braid them in, whatever you want to do. These are significantly thinner. So as you can see, you can like really see my face. You can see like the detail in my eyeshadow through. They're so thin. And these ones are not Remy. So Remy means that the cuticle is facing all the way down. So if you've seen the shampoo commercials or the hair color commercials where they have like the piece of hair and then they have all these things showing up, those are actually your cuticle. So the whole purpose is to get your cuticle to lay flat. Now, if you have porous hair like myself, and I have naturally porous hair, I have my whole life, some people just do, especially people with lighter hair naturally, their hair is just a little bit more porous. And so my cuticle, you know, stays open a lot. My hair absorbs a lot of water, it takes a long time to dry, all those types of things. Also, if you've damaged your hair a lot, either through heat processing, styling, blowouts, coloring inappropriately, too frequently, too often, and you can see it on people's hair, like when their hair isn't healthy, and you can, especially when you can feel it, like people that pull their color all the way through from root to end, you can see the color build up on your hair, and if you just run your hands through it, you can tell. So, you know, those are people whose cuticle's broken and, you know, their hair snarls a lot, it looks really kind of matty. That's the thing. So with your extensions, you want to make sure the cuticle, it's Remy, and the cuticle, bare minimum, is facing the same way. Because just like that person who has damaged hair, if your hair extensions, the cuticle isn't all facing downward, what happens is that the pieces, kind of like if you think like a tectonic plate, you know, what causes, when plates move together, what happens? Earthquakes. So same thing with your hair. When your hair rubs together, you don't get earthquake, but you get knotting. And when you get knotting, especially in hair extensions, that means the pieces are going to break off from the extension and you're going to get a live drop edge. And the extensions, which these ones are already super thin, will just get thinner and thinner and thinner. Another thing is, like, most people wear extensions to add length in addition to volume. So if you want to have, like, if you look at these, the ends are nice and full. Now if I were to do extensions of all these, look at how thin my ends would be. So would my hair be that long? Yeah, but would it look as glamorous? No, because it would just look like I had beat up long hair. So that's something that's really important as well too, is density, which is this part. You want that to be as dense as possible, because look at this. So this would be the same weft if you put it on the hair, and look at all the way towards the end. So this is a bigger section. This is like a 3.5 inch section. So even if I folded this, I folded it 4 times now, and it's still maybe just barely as thick as this 1 inch weft. So, you know, and then you move to the bottom, it's still kind of piecey. You know, if you go on side by side, it's not solid. So that's really important. So with hair extensions, you're going to spend the money, so you might as well get something nice anyways. So if I were you, after trying several different brands, I would definitely get the Luxy hair extensions because they are fuller, they are thicker, they're very nice, and you know, for the Satin Strands for a pack of hair, Granted, you get a lot of, you know, it's really long. It's like a 6-foot long, you know, one continuous weft that you can cut up and do different things with, but it's almost kind of a waste because those are like $80 and all you get is this. So in order to make your own extensions, you'd have to fold it 4 times. So basically you would get even less hair with those than you are with this. So if you're thinking about, you know, price per inch and realness, this is by far the better deal at $159. So now I'm going to show you what my hair looks like without the extensions. So this is the back. So as you can see, super thick, like Disney princess style hair. And the great thing with this brand is that in comparison to other brands where they don't give you a lot of smaller wefts, they just give you one big honking weft. The problem is when you have one huge weft in the back of your head, the weight's not dispersed evenly, so it can look weird, it doesn't blend as well. Also, it limits your styling options because let's say you want to wear kind of like, you know, a really cool braid on the side of your head. You'd want to put all the extensions here anyway, so that way, because that's where all the hair is going. You know, and if you only have big wefts, you're not able to do that. So with these extensions, they give you several smaller pieces, so it gives you a lot more options on, you know, what to wear, whatever. Or if you have certain parts of your hair, like if you have alopecia or something like that, where you have just sections of your hair where it's really thin, or, you know, you have a various hair loss issue for whatever reason, and you're kind of patching some spots, you know, having several of these 1-inch wefts, you can kind of go in there and custom fill the volume where you need it to be. So that's really nice. So I'm going to take these out starting at the top. I didn't do anything special. I didn't spray any hairspray in my hair. The only thing that I did is I did use a little micro quimper to add a little fullness at my root. Because my hair is thin, I was worried about the extensions not being able to grip well, and like no problems. I had 2 network meetings today. I was running late. My 2-year-old wouldn't get out of the house, stayed in. It's windy today, stayed in with the wind, no problem. So they're really great. The tracks don't slip around at all, which is another issue because you don't want to be like, you know, going out with your girlfriends or with your hubby like I do, and, you know, be adjusting your tracks all night, because that's, you know, that's a dead giveaway. So this is one of the bigger wefts. This is a 4-cliff weft. So as you can see, that's nice and full all the way down to the bottom. So there's one. Here's another 1-inch one. And the 1-inch ones you kind of want to blend like up in here. So there's one. So far I've taken out 3 pieces. Here's 4. And as you can see, because they're Remy and the cuticle's all the straight way, even though my hair is really porous, they're not tangling at all. So that's another huge thing, because sometimes when you have like really porous hair and the extensions are low quality, taking them out can be an SOB. You know what I'm saying? If you girls feel me on that. So these are nice. No problems getting it out. They didn't hurt at all. And just to show you close up of the weft, like that is a really nice weft. Super strong. You can pull on it. Nicely sewn. It's flat, you know, versus these, which are, you know, one little track of hair. They're really flimsy. You know, this will stay put. So what are we at now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. And these are the 160 gram. So here's piece 6. This is one of the smaller pieces. This is the 2-inch weft piece. So these are the great pieces, like if you're going to do a braid, I would clip these all right here. Another cool thing with Luxy too is they have a lot of styling videos on their website, which is awesome, because like a lot of times you just see extensions and it's like, oh, look at my hair, it's just long and curly, or oh, look at my hair, it's long and straight. You know, there's so many cool things you can do with extensions, and, you know, for a long time they weren't, or a lot of the brands, they don't try to bring that to the consumer. They kind of keep that information behind the chest. They kind of keep it for the hairdresser. And I've seen it all because I've worked at hair shows and I worked at Walla's, so I was behind the scenes with all of our platform artists and You know, I've had drinks with Tabitha Coffee. You know, she always stay at all of the same hotels that we did for the shows. So, you know, a lot of it was kind of kept behind the scenes. So the cool thing with their brand is that they actually have a lot of videos to kind of show you how to use the products and get a lot of those looks you may see on Pinterest or YouTube, or even the runway shows. They actually had a new video that came up that was how to do the hair from the Ralph Lauren show. So that's really cool. And they're, you know, two sisters that did it. So it's a really special woman-owned business, power to them brand. So this is the longest weft. This is the 4-clip weft. So this is the one that you want to put on your occipital, which is right here on your head. It's the widest point, you know, on the back of your scalp. So look at that. That is so full. So if I put this all together, this is about what my ponytail is right now. Usually it's slightly thicker than that, but with my hair loss it's thinner. So that's what that looks like. So that's what my ponytail would look like right now. So as you can see, that is a huge difference between what I had in before. Okay, so we got a few more wefts left. This one is a smaller 3-clip weft. So once again, you can use it for a lot of different things. And then I think this is my last one. This one is also a 3-clip. Yep, I got it all out. So there's the 3-clip. So as you can see, this is my hair right now. This is my ponytail. See how small it is? Now if you compare that to what it was before. And so here's my hair in the back. So you can see it's pretty thin back here. Most of my hair loss happens here on the side. So, you know, if your hair is thinning like mine, you might be able to see some of my, you know, spots where I'm kind of bald. But if your hair is thinning, one thing with thinning hair or thinner hair is when you put the extension in, you want to leave this front like 1/2 inch to inch section out, because the hair along the hairline is the most fragile, especially for anyone, period, but especially for finer thinning hair. You want to make sure that you leave this hair out, because most likely it won't be able to support the weight of the extension, and you could end up losing some of it, you know, if you're someone whose hair is, you know, a little bit more on the delicate side. So just to wrap up, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces. And that's how thick it is. So as you can see, it's a huge difference. This is really some fantastic hair. Go on their website, check it out, and that's it. So if you have any other questions about hair extensions or hair in general, I'll be happy to answer any questions you have, color questions, cutting, whatever. I train with all of our design team members, so you know, I might not be able to do it myself, but I can definitely explain it or point you in the right direction on how to get it there. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and go out and get yourself some extensions, because all the holidays are coming up and all the special events and parties and all those types of things. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.